In today's live stream video, we're going to discuss how to run a live stream sale. My guests will share their tips and strategies to help make us more successful and profitable resellers. Every Wednesday, I have a live stream, and I usually interview another reseller, and I have them share their tips, tricks, and techniques to help make us more successful and knowledgeable resellers. If you are interested in reselling, you are in the right place. I'm going to pop in the chat and say hello to a few people. I saw earlier Randy was here. Thank you, sir, Randy, for being here and helping out moderate. Lisa C, always good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Mike Flipping Goodies, good to see you as well. We were just talking a little bit earlier with my guest about different platforms you guys sell on. So, I figured we talk a little bit about the platforms you guys sell on. So, I always like to talk to them where they sell. But basically, this show is going to be about doing a live stream sales. And then we're going to talk about, some background information too as well. So I'm going to bring my two guests on. So we're going to bring on Kristeen and Caroline. Bring them on here. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you for having us on here with you, Adam.
Appreciate you ladies joining me. Who would like to go first and introduce themselves?
Are you already?
I thought you were frozen.
Okay, go ahead. You want to go first, Caroline?
No.
What's that?
I'm Kraken Kristeen.
Okay.
So a lot of people just call me Kraken because Kristeen's such a common name. I usually just go by Kraken.
Oh, you're frozen again?
No, I'm not.
Okay, no, I'm
just waiting for the next person.
No. I want you guys to just introduce yourself, so a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and.
Okay. So I'm from Arizona, and I'm a reseller, and I sell on multiple platforms. But I know we're going to discuss that a little bit later, so right. I'll save that until the questions come.
Okay, great. Okay. All right, Caroline, you're up.
Hi, I'm Caroline, aka Yunstargirl, and I am from Texas, and I'm a reseller. I'm a crafter, and I love to network and work with other people, just like working with you wonderful people. And thank you, everyone, for coming in the chat. Am I missing anything?
No, that's about it. Okay, so I want to just do a little background information on you ladies. Kristeen, why don't you tell us what platforms you sell on, the various e-commerce platforms?
So I sell on OfferUp, eBay, Poshmark, and then YouTube. Okay. I used to sell on Amazon, but I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Ooh, I didn't know that. I sell on eBay and Mercari, and then I started doing YouTube because we moved and we just needed to purge some items, and I decided why not get on YouTube, try it out, see how I like it, and it's fun.
Great. Yeah, so that's going to be the gist of what we're going to talk about, guys. Like I said, I just want to do a little background information, let the chat fill a little bit, and then we'll get started with I call the meat and potatoes because I eat meat and potatoes.
Oh, I also do sell at one more place. I have an antique booth where I sell.
Oh, that's right. You did say you have an antique booth. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I have that too.
Okay, great. We can talk a little bit about antique booths too if we have time permitting. Okay. One other thing, I guess I wanted to ask you guys, you have various niches. You actually, Caroline, you basically said you sell mainly handmade jewelry. And
yeah, I pretty much sell handmade jewelry. I do sell some hard goods, but I like to sell different things like plushies, my handmade goods. I make little headbands. I make jewelry. I sell some hard goods, anything that's different, not necessarily all vintage. If I do sell anything vintage, it may be vintage beads or pieces I incorporate into my art. But mainly it's handmade jewelry, handmade goods, custom pieces. And then if I have any different hard goods that I like to share with people, and that's what I'll sell.
Okay. And Kristeen, what do you sell? I know you sell mainly jewelry, correct? What else do you sell?
So my niche is jewelry, but that's only on YouTube. On my other platforms, I sell artwork and hard goods.
Okay, when you say artwork, are there paintings? Are there sculptures?
Yes,
what kind
it's actually artwork. Yes, okay. It's prints and actual artwork, mixed media artwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. How did you get involved in that?
Many years ago. My mother is an art collector. She's got a lot of Salvador Dali and things like that. So I learned a lot of artwork growing up. My grandmother is a huge artwork collector too, so I know that it holds a lot of value. And you can get it for practically nothing at an auction house and turn around and flip it.
Okay, so you had them at auction house. Okay.
Yeah.
So why have you talking? We'll go to Caroline as well. Is that how you got involved in reselling? Because you had that background, or what, did you have family members that were in reselling, or how did you get involved in reselling?
So I'm a third generation reseller. That is all I've known since day one. My great grandparents were resellers during the Depression. A lot of people were jobless and they were very innovative. They knew that they could find stuff if they drove to the rich neighborhoods in New York and get stuff out of their trash bins because they didn't have donations back then. They didn't have yard sales. So they would find jewelry, furniture. They were able to house their furniture, in their home. Nice, good furniture, good quality. So and then my mother learned from them, and when yard sales first started coming out in the 60s and 70s, she jumped on board that, and she did swap marts and auctions and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, so you said you're third generation. That's tremendous.
Yeah. My grandmother was like, no. But yeah, I was pretty much raised by my great grandparents because my mom she worked full time. She had 3 jobs and she was a full time student. So I learned a lot from my grandparents and my great grandparents.
Okay, great. Okay, Caroline, how did you get involved in reselling?
Well, my best friend and I were like, oh, what could I do for fun? And he said, why don't you try reselling online? You should try it. Because he was doing so well. He did so well that he didn't have to. He could just do reselling, and that was it. So then he was like, you should try it out. And I was like, I don't know about it. I don't know. It makes me a little nervous. So he kind of walked me through it. And then it was about 2 years ago, I started reselling online. I did very well. And then I saw in between, listing and putting stuff online, I was like, oh, what am I going to do? So I started watching YouTube videos. And I was like, whoa, there's a whole niche out there that's reselling on YouTube.
Right.
And it was really fun. And actually, I actually started selling on YouTube because I found a Helen New England thrifter. And I started watching her because her voice is very soothing. And I asked her if I could join on with her and sell with her. And she's like, sure. And then, boom. That's how it all started on YouTube with me.
Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but that's kind of your background too. You talk about networking, so you kind of had reached out to people, and then so that's obviously part of what we're talking about, running a live sale. But networking is part of it, and you're very good at networking. Okay, one last thing I want to ask you guys, and we'll get into the live sales. You're both in the Halloween, I believe. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
The Halloween part?
Yeah.
It's just something that we both like.
It's just a hobby. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hobby.
It's a hobby.
Kristeen does really beautiful what is it? What do you call it, Kristeen?
I like to repurpose old Halloween stuff because old Halloween stuff, the paint chips, there's cracks, there's, a lot of people don't want to deal with that. Especially if it's something from the 80s, 90s, and 70s. People just donate it, and then I find it at thrift stores and I pay a couple dollars for it, and then I bring it home and you fill in the cracks. You use an emery board to get rid of the chips. You just sand it down because a lot of people don't realize ceramic is very easy to fix.
Okay.
And then you just spray it with primer paint and repaint it.
I wasn't aware the ceramic was easy to fix. Okay.
Yeah.
And you keep Halloween things up year round, correct?
Yes, I do. I'm a huge Halloween fanatic. I love Halloween, but I don't have a lot of new Halloween. I collect old Halloween.
Well, that's great. You're saving it from landfills and you're repurposing and you're giving it a friendly, happy home.
I know. Kristeen's always like, paint it black. You never know. She always gives new life to things. That's what I like it.
I think older stuff is just better quality. So it's worth giving it a fresh paint, a coat of paint, versus paying $50 to $100 for something that's cheaply made and it's made out of resin. And it breaks easily. And it's like you said, you save it from the landfill.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, let's get into the main topic of the show. Why don't you ladies explain to us what we should do if we wanted to do a live stream sale? I guess a good starting point would be that you do what you would call team selling. Why don't you explain what brought you and Bridget together into selling on YouTube?
Let's see. I started, well, Bridget I saw on Claudia K. Vintage's channel, and she was selling with Claudia, and Bridget was actually an Instagram reseller. And then I asked her if she would do a live sale with me, because that's when I was just starting off, and that was just a couple months ago.
Right.
And then Christine actually found me on YouTube and reached out to me and asked me if I would like work with her and collaborate with her and stuff like that. So I started working with Christine, and we just clicked. We just started working a couple months ago, right, Christine?
Yeah, I think it was back in June. Yeah, it's been a few months. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like she said, I came in and I was like, oh, let's do a collaboration. They were kind of like, oh, because you get a lot of people in the chat sometimes. You're like,
Yeah.
are you a troll? I was
Yeah.
very new to the chat. So,
Right.
and that takes a lot for somebody to reach out and say, hey, you want to do a collaboration? Because there's always that you're going to be turned down,
Right.
and there's a lot of YouTubers, they won't do it with you. They won't do it unless they have recommendations from others.
Yeah.
True.
And it's go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. You can.
No, it's a lot of prep work just to get onto YouTube and, just to run a show and stuff like that, even though it may be 30 minutes to an hour or more and such. But it's a lot of prep work that you have to do, I think, that before you do a stream. Right. And especially if you're reselling, there's a lot of prep work in doing that, because like now I do sales throughout the whole entire week. So because this is my bread and butter now, there's so many things you have to do. You have to pull items. You have to communicate with the other people, resellers that you're working with. I write down like everything I'm going to sell, at what price point, what day, what time. And I schedule mine. Christine and I actually sit down. We schedule our schedules like 1 to 2, 3 months ahead of time.
Okay.
To get those ready. Am I missing anything, Christine?
No, I think you did really good.
Okay. Okay. I want to ask you guys about Jot forms. I saw that Mark and Michael are using Jot forms. I believe you guys, ladies, do use Jot forms. So, Caroline, why don't you explain what Jot forms are and how do you use those?
Okay. Before I started doing YouTube, I usually used to just have my email on the screen and said, you can contact me if you want to, and then you would send me your information that way. But I wanted to do something more kind of easier and more streamlined. And then Christine's like, you should do Jot form. You should do Jot form. I was like, okay, I'll try the Jot form. So I got into doing the Jot form because we could just ask simple questions. We could just ask your name, YouTube name, and basic questions in there, no credit card information and all that stuff, just your PayPal stuff. And the reason why we do the Jot form is because you can click the link while they're in the chat or at the top, just like you pin it to the top of the message.
Right.
On there. So, like how you have it, the blue up here, we would pin it at the top. So we would pin it at the top.
Okay.
And then you can click on that link and then you could just fill it out. And that would help people a lot easier, because if they want to shop, we want to make it an easier way for them to shop. We don't want you to have to open up your email, go to your computer and stuff like that. You just click on the button, fill out the form, boom, you're done. Then you're registered. And then once you're registered with the Jot form, you don't have to fill it out again. You just fill it out that one time. But the Jot form, we think, is more formal. And there's so many different things you could use with the Jot form. Like some companies use it for building resumes. Some companies do it to do surveys. It's a free program. And
I was going to ask you, because there's several different layers in the subscription based. So you're able to use the free one. That's sufficient.
Yes, you can use the free version of Jot form. I'm not a disclaiming I'm not like a sponsor or anything.
No. I just went in. I
Yeah.
did some research, and it said you can have so many, I guess,
Mhm.
entries per month, and so many sales per month, and whatever. Okay.
Yeah. So for the jot form, depending on how you use it, it's just a simple form that you can have customers come and fill out the form to get that information and collect it and keep it on file. They usually the free version, they only give you like 100 entries
Yes.
to use, and then once you reach that, you have to pay for more entries. But you could always get rid of, however many entries you get, and then not accumulate up to 100. Kind of like StreamYard. Your
Okay.
StreamYard, if you use the free version, you only get 20 hours, right?
Right.
So if you don't exceed the 20 hours, then you're fine under the free version. It's kind of like
Okay, so that's what you try to do. You try to keep like 100 active.
Yeah.
Yeah, you delete all your oldest ones.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
because
like the jot form, yeah.
no, I was just curious because I saw I'm thinking I was wondering if that was sufficient. I guess it depends on how big a channel you have too. I mean, if somebody has, you know, 15,000 subscribers, obviously they're going to have to do a paid version, but then they have the means to do so. I mean, obviously they should do very well with that.
But there's other things you can do with it. Like we do the jot form for the Let's Get Crafting on Kristeen's channel. So you got to fill out the jot form in order for you to come on and it's like an email list that you can join to come on and craft with us. So it's just so we can send you guys the link every week if you guys want to come in and craft with us on Let's Get Crafting. So you can fill out a simple jot form for that. It's just to keep us organized and who's coming into the Let's Get Crafting. And then we're also thinking of doing a jot form for people that want to come and sell with us one day, because Kristeen and I rotate on selling.
Right.
And if other people want to resell with us, we want them to fill out a jot form just so we can get a little background, and kind of like what you do, Adam. Before you set up an interview show, you want to get all your ducks in the row, make sure everything's working for everyone, lighting, sounding, video, audio, testing all that, making sure everything's okay so your live can run efficiently.
Right. Sure. Some people are technologically challenged, so you want to kind of work them through it. Obviously, with you're doing a sale, you want to be people to be able to see properly what you're selling. And just from doing YouTube, I know audio is extremely important. Obviously, video is very important for you because you're selling things. But with YouTube in general, people, again, it doesn't really apply to selling things per se. But I'm just saying, in general, people will watch something if the video is just okay. But if the audio is bad, they'll tune out. But obviously, with selling things, you want people to be able to see what you're selling. So it's a little bit different with what you ladies are doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so once you just talk, I said you did the team approach, and like I know Caroline, you said you're into networking and things. So why don't you just say if I came to you and I said, and Kristeen as well, if I came to you and said, ladies, I really like to start selling online. Let's say I want to start selling things on YouTube. Once you start from like square one, what would you tell me if I said, how should I get started? What should I do?
Oh, like suggestions of if they wanted to start selling?
Yes. Myself or the people in the chat.
I always say do research and get yourself self-organized first before you jump into it, because it's a lot of work. Like you have to make sure you have a PayPal account set up. Are you going to run this as a business? Are you going to have enough items to sell? Are you going to be able to sit and sell with, several people for several hours? Just, I guess, be organized as best as you can. So when I started YouTube, I didn't have much of an outline at first, but now that I'm in the rhythm of it, I know every week I have to pull items for a sale. I have a box. I have a box for every day that I sell. Okay. And then throughout the whole entire week, I collect items, from home or whatever I'm doing, and I put those in the boxes. So I have a full box ready to sell when I am ready to sell on my live sales. And then I do an outline of what I'm going to sell, what prices I'm going to have on here. And then I type everything. I set everything up on StreamYard. I even pre-type in banners, figure out how I'm going to sell, how the show is going to go, kind of like an outline for myself. So then when I go into it, and I sell with other people, we kind of have a chit chat before, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour before the sale. And we talk about what we're going to sell, how we're going to do it, how we're going to run it. Because running it is a whole nother component when you're getting organized for it too.
Sure. And I guess, I mean, the other things, I mean, everybody does things a little bit differently. So I know you do several shows, both of you do, and you might do things a little bit differently. So you want to get together and decide how you're going to run your particular show when you do a joint sale. You know, how many things you're going to sell, how you're going to use the countdown, you know, have like that same philosophy, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So Christine,
Yeah.
can you add anything to typically when you're setting up?
Can you repeat the question again, please?
Yeah, basically, I'm just trying to. When I went to Colleen, I said, if I went to you, let's say, and I said, Christine, I'm interested in selling on YouTube. You know, just basic information. What I need. I mean, I guess obviously we talked a little bit about the technical information. I mean, you know, we talked.
So what we do is we tell our audience, and we do this all the time. If they want to join us on a show, we used to say, send us an email. Unfortunately, there's 3 of us, you know, not unfortunate, but when there's 3 of us on our show, they're like, well, who do I contact?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's a problem. So Caroline came up with a way of utilizing JotForm to do a registration database for anybody who wants to join us. They can let us know what times they're available, you know, what days they're available. And that way, when there's a show, because all 3 of us, like you said, we all have our own shows, and then we have shows that we do together.
Right.
That way, if we need somebody last minute, so for instance, Bridget, she's on vacation right now, and we have a spot open on Wednesday, and we're opening that up to any of our fellow resellers if they're interested to contact us, and that way they can fill out a jot form letting us know if they can do it or not. And that way we always have them in a database. We're not searching through emails trying to figure out who's available on what day, and they, you know, we just send out an email, like a blast email kind of.
Okay.
And it's like first come, first serve. Who's available? And that happens a lot. I know for myself, I'm one of those ones where I'm kind of like a floater. You know, I float to different channels because somebody backs out for whatever reason and they need someone right away to fill that spot. That's happened many times, and they contact me, and I jump on there.
I'll make the analogy. I mean, you're not a teacher per se, but you're like a substitute teacher, a substitute reseller.
Yeah,
Pop in when
pretty
somebody
much.
can't do it. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And, you know, a lot of us are really experienced. We're seasoned. We've done this before. So even though there are friends of ours that are YouTubers and they just started out, they're resellers first. And they always have something. They can always pull 10 items real quick within an hour, and they're ready to go.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I mean, like I said, like you said, you get together and decide how you're going to run your shows and different things.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you too also, what about shipping? Do you recommend any particular shipping service? I know I use Pirate Ship. Do you use
Pirate Ship's usually the standard. They tend to have the better rates. There's a couple of them that just started out in the last few years. But I find that Pirate Ship's just a better one. They're user friendly. You know, they provide a lot of that cubic discounts too.
Right.
And they now have UPS as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I know, do you ladies do that? I mean, a lot of the shows I've watched, you know, the sales will say, we use Pirate Ship. We try to give you, you know, competitive, fair pricing, you know, that way, you know, it saves you money on the shipping. Do you?
Yeah, we always go over the logistics in the beginning, and then we go over it again at the end for those who popped in, not in the beginning, but later on. Okay.
Now, how do you, when you said you had the people fill out the jot form to bid or to purchase, do you give people moderator like wrenches that know signed up, or how do you, what process do you use for that?
Well, it's different on everyone's channel.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Yeah. For my channel, I do, what we call, Caroline calls it smurfing, because we put them in blue. So we smurf them. And a lot of our viewers who join the chats a lot, they say, you know, they'll point the little fingers and say, this person, they haven't been smurfed yet. You know, we just mentioned that, you know, if you And you have to realize we don't pressure anybody into registering. They can come and join us just for fun. We don't want people to feel pressured to purchase something. That's not what we do.
Yeah.
But we tell them, if they do decide to purchase, please fill out the jot form.
Mhm.
So, but yes, we do wrench them once they fill out the jot form. Usually they let us know. They say, hey, I just signed up. And, I have my jot form open, so I see the little notification when it comes in. And then I just smurf them.
Okay,
Easy
well, you
peasy.
say smurfing, basically you're turning a blue, you're giving it a wrench and making it a moderator on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. And like I say, as people register, you tell them that you got their information and they can purchase during the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I want to ask you a couple other questions about also selling. What platforms? I mean, I know you're selling on YouTube right now. Do you both just sell on YouTube? I mean, I know you sell on other e-commerce platforms. Have you tried selling like on Instagram or on Facebook or any of the other platforms?
I
Oh.
was going to start out on Rumble, but there's just not a big enough following on Rumble
Okay.
right now. Going to wait a little bit longer. And but Caroline does other platforms.
Mm-hmm. I do eBay and Mercari, pretty much eBay, Mercari, and on here.
But online, you do Instagram and YouTube, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Instagram, I started doing Chrissy's Corners for Collectors. It's kind of like YouTube, but just a smaller platform and a lot faster. um, but it's pretty much the same format to sell on Instagram, except on Instagram, it's way different. People take screenshot pictures and message you right away that they want to claim that item. And then they'll have to give you their contact information on Instagram. So Instagram selling is very interesting. It's really new. So when I do any videos on Instagram, I try to convert them over to YouTube because I know a lot of YouTubers don't use Instagram. So I want to have both exposures on both sides. And then it also helps, like if I don't sell it on Instagram, I may possibly sell it on YouTube.
Okay. When you say you sell on Instagram, or you said a video, are you doing a live on Instagram? Or are you doing a video and then having people contact you if they're interested?
I do lives, like
Okay.
lives with other resellers on
Okay.
Instagram, kind of
Okay.
like YouTube. It's just I do lives, or I have tried like posting pictures. Like
Okay.
what Chrissy does is she posts pictures and says buy it now and puts one price on it, and then you can message her right away. I tried that and I never kept up with it, so
Okay.
I may try it again for in the following season, but with Instagram, when you post up a picture, you can see the item. The quality is different from than on YouTube, because the quality, like when Bridget shows and previews her items on
Right.
Instagram, you can see a closer up picture of it. She usually does like a 360 view of it, and it's just like a different perspective of it, and you can see it closer up, and it draws people's attention to want to come to the YouTube shows. So Instagram is a great platform to sell on too, I think.
Okay. So you kind of cross market basically is what you're doing. Is there a
Yeah.
limit on Instagram as far as I don't know? I'm just asking. Is there a limit as far as time that you can do on Instagram?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure, so I forgot I would ask. I know Instagram. I know that there's different. There's shorts like on YouTube, and there's videos on Instagram. I wasn't sure if there was like a limit as far as the amount of time you can do a sale.
No, actually, I don't think
Probably
there's
not.
a limit, because I've known a lot of people to do marathons on Instagram lives.
Right.
So
Okay, they've done marathons. Okay.
yeah, they've done marathons on Instagram, because like Christy's done one where it's kind of like Johnny's channel on Hunt Day Auction. He would have a lot of people come in and sell. So on Instagram, you could do the same thing. You can have other people join in on you. As long as you're the host, you can have other people come in and sell too. And then when they're done, they can drop off and another person can drop back on.
Okay. So you try to encourage people to come over to your YouTube channel? What do you use? Or do you just have separate sales because there's different people on Instagram and YouTube and vice versa?
I'm still new to selling on Instagram. It's way different, but I have gotten subs from Instagram to come over to YouTube just to check it out. But I think Bridget is actually, if I wish Bridget was here, because Bridget actually started off on Instagram and Facebook reselling on there, like doing private sales, and she has always done very well.
Okay, and neither of you are selling currently on Facebook, correct?
No.
No.
Well, why is that? Have you tried it? You're just not interested in doing it? Why are you not selling on Facebook?
We're on so many platforms, so
Okay.
much YouTube. I mean, I've got 5 kids. There's only so much time in the day.
You're a juggler. You're constantly juggling things.
Yeah. I have
But
to
Facebook,
multitask, but there is a limit.
Okay.
it may be a future for us, possibility.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we have discussed it.
Mhm.
I just noticed there's different, let's say, markets on YouTube, and some people are on Facebook and are on YouTube or not on YouTube, and vice
Yeah.
versa. A lot of people aren't on Facebook. To me, it seems like older people per se, like over like 45 ish, are typically on Facebook. I guess a lot of younger people really aren't on Facebook, but they're on Instagram or they're on YouTube,
Yeah, the younger people are on Twitch and
Twitch.
TikTok.
Yeah.
But our audience, our age group is over that 45. So
Okay.
Facebook is a good platform for us. But you don't want to take on too much at first. You need to make sure you learn as much as you can about the current platforms that you're using, and then you can bring on the other ones as time goes by.
Mhm.
Otherwise,
Have
you just burn out.
Yeah, you don't want to spread yourself too thin. You want to do the
Mhm.
best you can, and like
Yeah.
anything else, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become at it. So if you
Right.
do, just pretty much doing YouTube, you become comfortable doing the YouTube.
Have you tried it, Adam?
I have not.
Oh.
I've had suggestions of bringing people on and doing a sale. I probably wouldn't sell. I would probably just bring people on,
Uh-huh.
have content on my channel.
So you'd
Yeah.
be a moderator.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because I don't know. Something I'm interested in doing now. I may eventually. That was the other thing I was going to ask you too, and I guess it varies from depending upon what you're selling. But one thing I say, and I haven't said that recently a lot in my on my show, but I always say do your due diligence. I know there are some people that are in your sales that are buying for personal use, and there's also resellers. So I always tell people, have a couple tabs open if you're selling on eBay, and obviously you want to check sold, you want to check, what's available for sale, so you know if there's a margin, because I don't claim to know everything. So I have the tabs open. I said, oh, that looks interesting, and then I'll type it into
Yeah,
eBay.
you don't. A lot of people use eBay, but I think the best way is Google itself, because you
Okay.
get all platforms on there
Right.
of everything that's on sale. A lot of times people use eBay because they look at comps. I don't look at comps on eBay on the sold, because most of the time the stuff that's sold is the cheap stuff. Those are the things that go quick. Those are the things that people are just trying to do a quick turnover and they want to
Right.
get rid of it. So those tend to sell a lot faster. I just go by Google itself. That way we get all platforms. You get Poshmark, you get Mercari, you get Etsy, you get eBay, you get Amazon. So
Okay.
it's all platforms.
Okay. So that's how you would do it if you were involved.
Mhm.
If you were purchasing, let's say, for resale.
Yeah.
You would do that. You would have just Google search it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just do an average price. And then when you're live on YouTube, generally you do about 20% less. Some people do even less than that, or even more of a deeper discount.
Okay, so 20%, typically what you would resell it on, say, listed on eBay, you discount about 20% ish
On YouTube.
on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because
that's kind of the rule of thumb.
people come to us because they're looking for a good deal.
Right.
Not only that, we show the items live. We give them all the caveats. We give them all the information, and they're supporting small businesses versus going over to larger companies. So they like to come to us, and it's a little bit more personal because it's more of a one-on-one.
Right.
Mhm.
And you encourage, and I know a lot of the channels do that. When I had Mark and Michael on, they kind of encourage people to come into their sale, and you don't have to buy per se, but if you're friendly to the people in the chat, hopefully they'll purchase something from you in the future. But you don't have to purchase things per se to come to your sales.
Mark and Michael, they're funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I love them. They're so
Cowboy
sweet.
Bob, you got to learn about Cowboy Bob.
Oh yeah, no, I learned about that a while ago.
Yeah, they're actually gonna come on our sale on Friday.
Yeah,
with
on
us.
Friday.
Right. Well, we're going to get into that shortly. Going to have you guys promote, your sales and what you do on your channels, your YouTube channels. But wanted to get a little bit more detail as far as this. Just checking this thing. I did mention earlier a little bit about like the technical aspect of it. And I guess typically you've been using StreamYard for your service to bring your guests on.
I
So
use
you use
StreamYard, but Caroline uses another platform as well.
I've always
do you use
yeah.
Restream or?
I use Restream because I'm always experimenting with different streaming programs just to test them out, to learn them. But I use Restream as well because sometimes, on StreamYard, I run out of hours. I only have the free version, so I'd have to use Restream on top of StreamYard during the month.
What has your experience been with Restream as far as like bringing guests? Is it relatively similar? Or?
Restream is pretty much similar. Restream does have a few more features. StreamYard is very like black and white. Here's the stuff. This is what you can use. That's it.
Kind of ease of use is what I like about it. It's very simple, especially for new people that aren't really familiar with it. It's kind of easy.
Yeah, it was created in mind just to be as simplistic as possible.
That's one of their I forget what they call them. Not edifications, but it's one of their reasons that the mission statement, so to speak, is ease of use is one of their terms.
Yeah, user friendly.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Restream is really easy to use. It's user friendly too. It just has more features, like you can have a backdrop. You can have different layouts on there.
You have overlays available.
Yeah.
Right. With StreamYard, you can't have an overlay unless you have a paid plan.
Yeah, well, you have like one overlay.
Yeah.
I can't add my own. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you have choice of there too. I can't do my own, but eventually I'm probably going to go to a different platform. But it is what it is. Okay.
When Caroline uses it, she has all kinds of cute ones that she uses.
UFOs
and stars.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's real cute.
Because you want to catch the people's attention.
Sure,
just like we're selling. It's you're selling, but you want to build a relationship with people. You want to catch the eye of people, and you want to keep them interested in when they watch. And that's why we like to interact with people. We like to interact with the chats and get to know the people that come into the chats too. Because the more personal you are, and how you acknowledging someone sometimes can help a lot and make very positive vibes.
I think that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even read the chat. I've noticed that they don't even bother with it. And that's sad because they come here to see you, give them their 5-second airtime. And we've built relationships with a lot of our viewers, and it's really nice. I like knowing, hey, how are your family? How are you guys doing? What did you do over the weekend? I saw your photos, it's great. I love it. I love the connection.
Yeah, I used to be active in the jewelry community, and not selling, just that's one of the circles, so to speak, that I was involved in. So I know a lot of the jewelry sellers, and I would be in their live streams, and I moderated for a channel that was doing sales for about 5 years. I was a moderator on his channel, and mainly they sold jewelry on his channel, but he stopped doing it. But so I know a lot of the jewelry sellers. So I mean, everyone has different circles that they keep, so to speak. But that's one of the ones that I was involved in. Okay. We'll just see if there's anything else I want to ask you about anything else you ladies could provide as far as something that I may have not covered as far as doing the live streams. Anything that comes to mind for you?
It's a little vague. Are you able to narrow it down a little bit?
No,
more?
I mean, I had things that I thought of as far as I didn't know if there's anything else that I might have missed as far as as far as marketing too. That was the other thing I was going to talk to you about, marketing. How do you promoting live streams? Yeah.
So I do a lot of the promoting. I know Caroline, I create all the graphics.
Yes, she does.
And I send that over to Caroline and Bridget. They post it on Facebook, all social media. We do Pinterest, we do Instagram. I have a community page on my Facebook, on my YouTube channel. So I put it there. We advertise everywhere. And then we also advertise, we do a monthly shop hop where we connect with other resellers every month. And I create all the graphics, the timers, the banners, all the overlays, everything that they need. I create those and they use them, and they mention us in there where they got it from. And and then the shop hop, like I said, that's a huge promotional thing, not just for us, but our fellow participants that are in there. It's usually about 20 resellers.
Why don't you explain a little more in detail what the shop hop is?
I'm going to let Caroline go with that one.
Okay.
So what we're doing is coming up this Sunday. We're doing all things vintage resale. So what we're going to do is we have 20 resellers that signed up with us, and it's just a pre-recorded video, and that everyone was given a time slot. So it's kind of like if you think about it, a 30-minute commercial about your channel.
Okay.
And you're going to resell whatever you would like to resell and showcase what you have. And it's going to be all things vintage. But if the reason why we wanted to do it was we were thinking, how can we network and how can we build the community stronger and meet other people? Because cross-pollinating and networking with other people, it helps out, because so many people know so much about YouTube or know so many different things that you can share. And the all things vintage kind of like brought people together to hopefully network and work together. And it's really fun because there's so much you can learn from other people, and so many different things that you never would have thought that could happen is happening. So it just grows. Sometimes you can't do things by yourself, but when we were networking and doing this pre-recorded live sale, it just was fun because you get to meet a lot of people and you learn a lot. Like I learned a lot. Like time management is very key.
Yeah.
When you do this, it's very, very key, because there's so much going on and you want to get involved in so many different things. It's really nice.
How do you decide who to reach out to? Do you go like in other resellers chats or live stream sales and decide it's somebody I feel comfortable with, or how would you do that?
So we have Johnny, Cajun Roots Reseller. He has his own community of resellers, and it expands every day. And we come on there because he invites everyone to come on to promote their channels, which is fantastic. I love him for that. And Caroline and we get on there and we say, hey, we got our next Shop Hop sale coming up. I mean, I think this is your third or fourth one now, Caroline, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, this is my second one.
Okay.
No, my third one. Gosh. Yeah. So now
people are having fun.
yeah, so they know we have a monthly Shop Hop sale, so they're just kind of waiting for us to make the announcement, and we either ourselves or one of the moderators, they'll drop the link to the jot form, and it's first come first serve, and it fills up fast.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So we reached out to like other people we may have known that was interested. We just kind of sent out the invite, and then if they wanted to participate, they filled out the jot form and they participated. But it's a really fun thing because it's pre-recorded. So you have the stress of recording the video and putting it together. But then it's fun because like when I did a premiere. So, which is like a pre-recorded video. And then I put the video up.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't have to concentrate on holding up the item, previewing it to everyone. I could just sit in the chat, have fun, sit back, talk to my fellow resellers that came by, talk to the people that always come by the chat, and just get to know them and just have fun with them too while we're in the chat.
Okay, so the pre-recorded videos, what they want to sell. So they're going to have their items like with an item number, and then they're going to say, this is the price. Is that what they do?
Yeah, they'll do slides. For myself, what I'll do is I'll show one or two items, and then I'll do 3 slides with numbers and all the information in the slide. Then I do a couple, and it's different. Everybody does it differently when we do our Shop Hops. We have some people that do it live. We have some people, they're just not available, so they upload their video, and then like Caroline says, there's some that do the premiere video. And that it is a lot of fun. And it really helps out the channels because you're moving your audience over from one channel to the other. And that's how we get, the collaboration is how we get our community to grow. We get people, smaller channels especially, they get the subscribers and the watch hours.
Okay. So that's the way you put it together. Like basically, I guess a lot of it's through Johnny. Johnny does a great job. And like I said, I know, like
he helps promote it.
I'm picking. I mean, I know John was on my channel, and
Bama's going to be joining us for the first time. But what the thing that we do, because a lot of people do Shop Hops, but the one thing I noticed that we do that a lot of people don't do is I create a ton of promotional stuff. We do it a month in advance, so they have plenty of time to promote it. And, they get the timers. The only thing that they have to worry about is putting their video together and uploading it. That's it.
Okay.
We do all the timers, all the overlays, the thumbnails, advertisements. We do a 30-second advertisement that they can show during their own lives, their banners, everything. We also have a template that they copy and paste, and they just fill in the blanks. It is so simple. We
So
try to make it as
user
simple as
friendly.
possible.
Yeah.
It's user friendly, but it's as simple as possible because we want the participants to focus on putting their videos together and not have to worry about all that extra stuff, all the aesthetics.
Yeah, and each person can promote the video. They can put up timer that Kristeen created, put it on their YouTube channel so to help promote it. But each reseller that's part of it, they can promote it in whatever way they would like to.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's all a shared network where everyone's sitting there promoting and not just one person.
Yeah. So you have 20 resellers promoting the Shop Hop sale for a whole month.
Yeah.
And that's why it gets out. The word gets out.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to touch on one other thing, and then we'll, like I said, I want you guys to share. You tell us, about your YouTube channels and all. I just want to touch on one thing. Kristeen, you did say about using Google when you're on these sales, and then we talked about StreamYard and Restream. Are there any other apps or websites that you ladies use? As far as these live streams, anything that we should know about possibly?
The one that I use the most is Canva.com.
Canva, sure.
That is like if you want to draw attention to your channel, I would say go to Canva.com. There's a site, a channel on YouTube. I believe it's Design with Canva. They do a step-by-step. They walk you through it on how to create all these cool graphics, the transitions, the thumbnails, the shorts, everything. They teach you how to create all that stuff, and you can become a pro in just a short amount of time. It's so easy. And so that's what I use. That is a big one if you're trying to draw attention to your channel.
Right, and they have a free version, they have paid version, and the free version has a lot of the features are included.
You can still get the stuff from the paid, but they charge you $1 for every graphic that you use, every picture, or anything like that. It is only $12.99 a month. I mean, that is so cheap compared to most websites like Adobe and stuff like that. It is very cheap, very affordable. And I would say if you're going to use it all the time, it's worth it.
I agree. Yep. Caroline, is there anything that you do as well, or any other apps or websites that you use that you're aware of that you might be using that's different, or we might not be aware of?
When I first started, I started using actually PowerPoint and like Paint in my computer. Whatever programs I had.
You're using PowerPoint for slides, but that's the other issue too. I'm kind of sort of I'm not everything like Kristeen said Canva's only $13 a month, but like I don't have Microsoft Office because it's an annual fee. So I use Google programs. So you could use like Google Slides as opposed to PowerPoint.
Yeah, but I use all different sources. Like I've used my cell phone. I've used my old cell phones. I use a tablet. There's all sorts of different medias to use because I always try to come up with a plan B in case anything happens. Right. Because many things has happened to me, silly, in YouTube trying to stream live. So I've had a lot of.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, obviously I always tell people in my chat, I always do a pre-interview, and that's one of the things I told the ladies. It's with live streaming, it's not if something's going to go wrong, it's when and what. So you always got to be prepared.
Mm-hmm. So, yes, for sure, sure.
I was going to ask you. We don't even have to discuss it. Why don't we just hop right into your YouTube channels? Once you, I guess, Kristeen, you have a heart out. Once you go first, talk about your YouTube channel, your sales.
Thank you. Sorry, guys, I got kids I pick up from the school. Right. I'm on Mountain Standard Time, so. So my channel, it goes by my name, Kraken Kristeen, and I do a lot of almost all kinds of stuff. I do shop with me's, I do Halloween hauls, I do ASMR, and then I do live sales, and, or live chats with my fellow YouTubers. And we try to make it interesting. And I think that's the great thing about Bridget and Caroline and I. We connect. We are just a bunch of goofballs. I think a lot of people like that. They like the interaction. So, that's my channel. I hope you guys can come on over and just check it out.
Yeah. And like I said, I always say every show, I always put my guests' contact information. I have both Kristeen and Caroline's YouTube channel and their Instagram in the description of the video. So you can just click on the link. I'll take you right directly to their channels. And Christine, you're doing like about 3 or 4 sales a week, correct?
Yeah. I have 3 regular ones on my show, on my channel, but then I join other people on there. So I'm kind of on like 5 to 6 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and another platform, the online application that we just started using is Snap Camera, because
Okay.
Yeah.
it's filters, and it is so much fun. It is just
Yes.
so much fun. It keeps your audience engaged.
Mhm.
That is one thing you gotta realize, is keeping your audience engaged, and that's important. Play music in the background. StreamYard provides free music for you guys to use.
Free copyright.
Yeah,
Copyright
free
graphics,
music, right.
filters. I don't know how many times I've gone on people's channels and all they're doing is just like, here's this. Come on, you got to connect with your audience, and we do give constructive and positive feedback to everybody, and thankfully everybody's been open to it, and we've helped them improve their channels, and
Mhm.
it's just about helping each other. So, and keep your audience engaged.
Keep your audience engaged, and people realize, I guess there's a saying that people can kind of see through, like, I don't know if I want to use the term phonies, but let your personality out and try to build a rapport.
Absolutely.
The people
Just
that
let your personality out. If you're having a bad day, sometimes just cancel the show. Just, I'm going to take a wellness day, a mental health day.
It happens. Yeah.
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 I think it's better when you do it with somebody else, because
Sure.
you help keep each other up.
Mhm.
Right. If you're a little off one day, your partner might can pick
Yeah.
you up, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like Caroline, Bridget, and I, all 3 of us wear hats. We all wear multiple hats. Some
Mhm.
days one of us isn't as strong. We try to do the best we can, and then the other ones, they help carry the show during that time.
Gotcha.
And a lot of times people tell us they couldn't even tell that we were out of sorts or under the
Okay.
weather. They couldn't tell.
That's
Yeah.
great. Okay, Caroline, you want to go next and just tell us about your YouTube channel?
Sure. My YouTube channel, pretty much I do just reselling on there. I just sell, I come on and I sell items. And then I also sometimes, once a month, I come on and I pop on because I want to do custom orders for people. Like for example, some people custom order my jewelry doll dresses. So I come on, I show them the material, I show them, the features and stuff like that, and I ask them questions, because a lot of the people that come on my show, they ask me to custom make orders, and I'd like to get their, even though they said, oh, I like your perspective on how it'll look, I just like to get their feedback on certain things, so I know I'm doing it correct, because I want to send out quality items when I do custom orders for people. But pretty
Right,
much
so
I
that's-
resell.
Okay, so you do custom orders. You'll tell people, give them, I guess, a price quote as
Mhm.
far as they want something. You'll tell them you'll do it for them, make it
Yeah.
custom for them. Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Great.
Personalized.
Okay.
Yeah,
and,
she does it a lot during our crafty Friday, or Let's Get Crafting on Fridays. Yeah.
does
Yeah.
that rotate between each other's channel, or is that just on your
No,
channel? Or
that's just on my channel.
Okay.
It's a downtime, where people can come together, where after a long week we just want to unwind and be ourselves, and we chit chat with people. A lot of people come in the chat. They just want to get to know us better. I think that's the thing too, is we do so much different stuff. It's not just about selling. We like connecting with everyone.
Mhm.
right, like
And when-
you said, keep it interesting and entertain the people in your chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check your YouTube analytics. That is huge. If your
Mhm.
click-through rate is only 5 to 10 minutes, that's a problem. Something's going on. You want a click-through rate of about 20 to 30 minutes if you have an hour and a half to hour show. So, just keep aware of that, keep your audience entertained. It's a show.
Right.
That's what
Yeah.
you're an
Absolutely.
entertainer, not just a creator. You're an
People
entertainer.
are watching you instead of streaming a movie or watching television, or they're watching your sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you can build a rapport with people and bond with people, it helps you. And if people like you and trust you, then hopefully they'll purchase something from you.
Yeah. And we have a lot of inside jokes with our viewers too.
Okay.
Yeah. You.
We do.
You want to share? Or I have to watch to get an inside joke.
You have to watch it, Adam. Come on now.
All right. All right.
Yeah, like on the Let's Get Crafting, we don't necessarily, not everyone crafts when they come in.
No.
Sometimes they come in and just chat with us. They're
Yeah.
listing
They're
on
cooking.
eBay or cooking.
They're
Yeah.
shipping, they're invoicing,
Sure.
they're
Uh-huh.
cleaning. So they have
Yeah.
us up on
Yeah.
their TV and listen because we play music in the background too.
There you go.
hmm
Yeah, I mean, you can a lot of these videos. I tell people they can play my videos as like a podcast. If there's something interesting, you want to see something, then you can
Yeah.
stop what you're doing and just watch that little section of the video. But meantime, like I said, you can just play the audio, and we'll play the video obviously, but you can listen to it
Yeah,
and
we
stop if
talk
you want to
about
see something. So,
ourselves, because we're trying to connect
sure,
with our
absolutely.
audience. I think this last time we talked about my family and how they immigrated here from Scotland
Oh, yes. That was so interesting.
and how they survived during the Depression. My great grandma was the 13th kid, and
Wow.
she married an Eisenhower. So we went through that whole spiel about
Okay.
my whole family. It was very entertaining. People enjoyed it.
There you go. Okay, folks. I just want to let you know, if you're enjoying my channel and getting any kind of value, please consider helping me offset some of the costs. I greatly appreciate it. I have to purchase equipment, pay for subscriptions. Of course, like anything else, there's time and effort involved. I have Buy Me a Coffee, PayPal, and Cash App. There's also a link to Randy's website where you can buy coffee, tea, spices, and old-fashioned candy. And Randy is kind enough to pay me a commission at no cost to you. So when you register to purchase something from Randy's site, it's very competitive pricing, great products. You just put AE next to your name when you register. So I'd like to say that time is your most valuable asset. I'd like to thank Christine and Caroline for their time. And also
Thank you for having us. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Quite welcome. Appreciate it. And I also want to thank those of you here watching the live and the replay. And I just remind you, if you can, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, turn notifications on. And if you're kind enough, leave a comment. It would greatly help the channel. Okay, folks.
Bye, everyone.
We
Bye
shall
now.
see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Take care now.